What's going on, guys? Johnny with Blaze Grass Lawn Care. Today, we're going to talk about what you shouldn't do during the spring rush. Um, I've been doing this for 13 years, guys, and let me tell you, when spring comes, your phone is ringing off the hook. Everybody's calling you, and everybody want things done yesterday, right? So what I do to avoid that is because we are year round in my area. Um, I drive around and look at my customers' properties and anything that I can just think of that they may want, or need done. I usually send them a text and try to avoid that spring rush. But um, you might be different. So and you're new to the business. So real quick, guys, this is my Makita battery products, and what I'm going to do is kind of show you, um, you know, the starting power before I start something, and then at the end I'll show you the battery level. This way you know exactly how much power I'm using. And this is one of several battery products that I will be showcasing this season. And you guys see how it works, and you can judge for yourself. You are your own business uh, person, and every business is different depending on where you're at. So right now I'm setting up my cones, and I put out my Guardian Angel device, and this is just an additional light that I put on top of all my cones just to ensure that people see me from far away. But yes, we're talking about what you shouldn't do during the spring because, guys, let me tell you, especially with brand new customers, um, they want things done and they want things done yesterday, and this is where your managing skills need to come in play. Um, One advice that I will give you is, hopefully, in my area, mulch and pine straw is king right now. What I do is set all my mulch jobs to one specific day. This way, I can get them all done on that same day or 2 days um, out of the week, or even in the weekends. But and same thing with my shrubs. I take my shrub jobs and place them all in one specific day or half a day, and kind of bunch them up. But keeping in mind that my properties are all in one specific area. I'm not all over the place like a lot of other lawn care providers. I am in a 4 mile radius, and that's where I stick to. And I'm currently doing like 10 to 12 properties a day, by myself, chilling, enjoying life. Keeping in mind, guys, that I'm a retired military veteran, 25 years in the Army, and this is my retirement slash paid hobby. Okay, so I'm not trying to grow my business like some of you guys. I'm just trying to do the best job possible and enjoy what I'm doing. But uh, think about that, guys. When it comes to got people calling you all the time, don't overbook yourself. Listen, that is the worst thing that you can do because during the springtime, it rains a lot. And the last thing you want to be is that guy that doesn't show up or, doesn't stick to the schedule. A lot of people love the schedule. That's why they fired their last lawn care provider and they're looking for new ones because people like to be on a schedule. Not time frame as far as throughout the day, but if I'm going to mow your property on Mondays, they want their properties mowed on Mondays. Anything other than that, you know, is a pain in the butt for customers, especially if they live in subdivisions with HOA regulations, like the ones that I service. Now, if for any reason you have a weather delay or things like that, then pick up the phone and text your customers. I don't call customers, I text them, and I let them know, listen, it rained. I'm gonna try to get your property as soon as possible. As soon as I can get a mower on your property, I will mow your property. And if it's first time, customers dealing with me, I'll let them know the reason is because I don't want to rut your property or leave mud lines. And you may say to yourself, well, Johnny, you can push mow and still get it done. Nope, not push mowing, guys. You can push mow. Blazer Grass Lawn Care is not push mowing anything. No, those days are over. It's all about volume, and it's all about um, getting things done my way, which is to me the right way. No, my customers, I've never had a customer drop me because they said, you could have push mowed my yard. Never had that happen, guys. Okay? Yeah, I'm telling you. So don't overbook yourself, because I'm telling you, during the summertime when it's hot as heck, guys, you're going to be working from sunup to sundown. Now, you may be saying to yourself, man, Johnny, I want to work from sunup to sundown. This is where you make all the money. Guys, you're going to be burnt out. I'm telling you. This mowing thing gets monotonous. It gets boring after a while because you're hitting the same properties on a scheduled basis. And the monotony start to sit in. You start getting that complacency. And the way I break that up is I try to, number one, is switch up my properties as far as on the list. Half the month I hit them up in the morning times, half the next month I hit them up in the afternoon. Just try to change it up. Sometimes I simple things like I would edge before mowing, or I would mow before edging. It's all about changing up your routine to make this a more pleasant and enjoyable. Because, guys, let me tell you, my properties are I take ownership of properties, and that's one thing that I have to work on. And in 13 years I haven't been good at it, but I'm still working on it. Okay, I'm not perfect. But yeah, don't overbook yourself, guys, because during the summertime you're gonna be so overwhelmed, and then you're gonna start doing sloppy work. The last thing you want to do is start doing sloppy work, because I'm telling you, the customer, you're only as valuable to them as your last service visit. Your customer is not gonna say, well, you did a good job 2 weeks ago, so this week, I can accept that you didn't do a good job. Nah, it doesn't work like that, guys. You can't do that. No, negative. All right, another thing is, don't neglect your equipment. Man, let me tell you, sharp blades make a difference. And if you're overwhelmed with properties, and you have a lot of customers to mow, whatever the case might be, you tend to skip, well, I can mow one more day without sharpening my blades or exchanging my blades. Negative, guys. The same thing with like your air filters, your fuel filters, little things like your oil changes, little things like that can add up. If you don't have a book writing down your maintenance schedule and when you're supposed to do certain maintenance, or reminders on your phone of when you're supposed to change your oil, or things like that, guys, it's going to hit you hard. So please take your time, write these things down, and it'll make a world of difference. Another one also is don't underprice yourself because you want to get the customer. Don't do that. I made a big mistake when I first started my lawn care business, in giving the neighbors, quote unquote, a cheaper price, because I wanted both properties side by side. But what happens is neighbors talk. Okay, neighbors talk with each other, and let's say, for instance, the one that you're charging more, suppose they drop you. Then here you are driving all the way down to this other place where you're not making the money that you want to make, right? No, stick to your pricing, guys. And if you don't know how to price your properties, there are a lot of videos on YouTube, including my channel, on how to get your prices, how to know your numbers. So work on that. And another thing also is, don't forget to adjust your rates on your existing customers. Things are going up, guys. The prices of things are going up. And believe me, my customers, basically, I went up on prices on my customers because, it is a reality. Everything is increasing in prices. You're out there mowing a lawn for $20-25, negative. You can't do that. You're not going to grow. You're not going to make money. Guys, this is a business. I understand you want to take care of people. I understand that. I 100% understand that. But also keep it in mind that you have bills. And these lawnmowers, these things are 9, 10, 12 grand. The one that I'm using right now is $43,000. Yes. Yeah, okay, my sponsor, gave it to me, but still, this costs money. And I'm 100% transparent with you guys. Yeah, my sponsor gave me this doggone mower, to put it out there. But hey, and you can also get your sponsor to give you a mower. All you have to do is make a whole bunch of videos and get a lot of subscribers, and companies will reach out to you. That is a lot of freaking work, let me tell you. But let's get back to the topic, guys. Another thing, guys, is again, I made a video about this yesterday. Don't ignore your existing customers. Let me tell you, you're out there, it's spring. Everybody is chasing new customers. New customers this, new customers that. Every time you turn around, new customers. What happened to your loyal customers, man? Mr. Johnson, not a real name, but he's been loyal to you for the past, I don't know, 5-6 years plus, and here you are ignoring him, doing the bare minimum because you want somebody new. And man, let me tell you, customers come and go, but those older customers that have been with you from day one, or the ones that support you 24/7, those are the ones that you need to really bust your butt and take care of. What I did for my customers this year, guys, was give them free weed and feed. Yes, I can't do it every year, but let me tell you, man, it's a way of saying thank you. Because the reality is they can easily jump and get somebody else, but they're not. They're sticking to you. So don't neglect your current customers. Okay. Another one is don't try to do everything alone, man. You're growing. You're starting out. Let's say if you've been in business, you're growing. But if you're starting out, again, stick to what you can do, guys. Now me, I offer my customers anything they want, right? If they want a tree service, I get them a tree service. If they want an irrigation fix, I can get them their irrigation fix. It doesn't matter what they need in their yard. I have someone, or I can get it done. But that's why I have subcontractors. But I am the go-to guy for my customers. I don't have somebody else come in and do the irrigation, unless I don't have that one person. But I try to be the go-to guy, for my customers. So yeah, don't neglect your customers. Don't try to be, Mr. Do It Everything. Remember, guys, you have to pace yourself. This is, you have to pace yourself. You have to enjoy what you're doing. Yes, you're hustling, you're doing what you're doing, but do the best on every property that you step on, right? Because keep this in mind, somebody's watching. I'm telling you, somebody is watching right now. That lady in that window right there on the upper left, she's watching me. Somebody's always watching what you're doing, and they don't know what you have, what kind of service agreement you have with that one customer that you're servicing. The moment you leave and your truck leave that property, they're looking at the property and saying, okay, he didn't do the shrubs. Why he didn't do the shrubs? What kind of guy is that? They don't know that particular customer don't want their shrubs done. So in other words, do the best that you can do all the time. Set that time, allow, well, I can even say the doggone word. A lot of time for that property. Do it. Spend an additional 5 minutes, walking around, making sure you did what you were supposed to do. Take your time and blow off the car, blow off the back, porch, little things like that. Take your time, string trimming, stop rushing. You should have a set amount of number of properties that you can do, or you and your crew can do um, and stick to it. Stick to it because let me tell you, man, labor is hard to get right now. And you may say, well, I have two guys with me. I'm gonna do, I don't know, I'm just throwing out a number, 23 lawns today, and I'm gonna put them on my schedule. What happens when that one guy don't show up? Here you are, sucking wind, right? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Next thing you know, you're backed up. And then the next day it rained. Oh man, so now it rains and I'm backed up. Now I can't mow. And then the guy that's with you is pissed because guess what? Now he's got to do double work, but you're not paying him more. Yeah, I know. Listen, I've been there and done that. Guys, put in the comment if I miss anything. This is just, little tips here and there. Put in the comments. Let me know your experience because I don't know everything. You see what I mean? I can only tell you from my experience. And I'm sure a lot of you guys that have been doing this way longer than I um, have some really, really good stories to tell. So put it in the comment and share it with others, right? All right, guys, enjoy the rest of this video. Um, yeah, and see you on the next one. Smoke. Peace. Hello.